This video isn't about how social media connects you. It's about how it quietly studies you, pokes your brain with a stick, and then pretends it didn't do anything. We're talking dark psychology, the subtle mental tricks that keep you scrolling, comparing, refreshing, and wondering why you open the app in the first place. Let's get right into it. Number 10. Dopamine slot machine. Imagine if a casino fit inside your pocket, never closed, and politely pretended it was your friend. That's social media. Every refresh is a lever pull. Maybe you get a like, maybe a comment, maybe nothing. And that maybe is the entire psychological trap. Your brain loves unpredictability, not happiness, uncertainty. When rewards show up randomly, your dopamine system goes into full goblin mode. It's the same reason people play slot machines for hours even while losing money. Your brain keeps whispering next one might be it. So you refresh again and again and again. The wild part, the reward doesn't even have to be good. A like from someone you barely remember, still dopamine. A notification that says absolutely nothing important, still dopamine. Your brain doesn't care about quality, it only cares that something happened. So you end up checking your phone without thinking, in line, in bed, in the shower, mid-thought, midlife crisis. Basically, your nervous system is pacing back and forth, like a lab rat that learned how to unlock screens. Social media isn't giving you pleasure, it's giving you anticipation, and anticipation is way more addictive. Number 9. Comparison poison urine. Not scrolling through reality. You're scrolling through everyone's highlight reel, while sitting in your own blooper footage, and your brain is terrible at handling that. Social media turns comparison into a full-time job. Your brain evolved to compare itself to maybe 20 people in a village. Now, it's comparing you to millions of strangers who look better, earn more, travel constantly, and somehow have perfect lighting at all times. Even when you know it's curated, filtered, staged, and edited, your brain still absorbs it as truth, because emotionally logic clocks out early. You see someone your age doing better, and suddenly, your nervous system files an internal complaint titled, "We are failing at life." What makes this dark is how quiet it is. No alarms, no warnings, just a slow drip of inadequacy. You don't feel jealous, you feel off, unmotivated, behind, slightly defective, like everyone else got a secret instruction manual, and you missed the email and the punchline. The more insecure you feel, the more you scroll, because your brain wants reassurance from the same place that caused the damage. That's not irony, that's psychological comedy. Number 8. Imagine reaching the end of something. A book, a meal, a conversation. Feels satisfying, right? Your brain loves closure, it loves tidy endings. Social media looked at that and said, yeah, let's remove that. Infinite scroll is psychological sorcery. There's no stopping queue, no page number, no the end. Just content melting into more content. Like a conveyor belt of distraction. Your brain never gets the signal to stop, because technically, there is no stop. And the real world limits exist. You finish a magazine, you finish a TV episode, you run out of snacks online. The buffet never closes. So your brain, which evolved to conserve resources, suddenly has access to unlimited novelty. And novelty is crack for your attention span. The scary part isn't that you scroll for 20 minutes. It's that your brain loses its internal sense of time. 10 minutes feels like 2. 2 hours feel like a glitch in the matrix. You look up and think, what just happened? What happened is your prefrontal cortex, the responsible adult part of your brain, clocked out and left your impulsive toddler brain in charge. Infinite scroll isn't convenience, it's design. It removes friction, so your self-control has nothing to grab onto. Basically, it's like trying to stop walking on a moving sidewalk. That speeds up when you hesitate. Number 7. Social validation hijack. You post something, then you wait, and suddenly, your mood depends on tiny red numbers. That's not dramatic. That's biology. Humans are wired for social approval, because thousands of years ago, Being excluded meant death. If the tribe didn't like you, you didn't survive. Social media quietly upgraded the ancient fear into a 24/7 performance review. Likes feel like acceptance. Comments feel like applause. Silence feels like exile. What's dark about this is how it reshapes behavior. You start posting what works, not what's true. You tweet captions. You second guess yourself. You delete things that flop. Your personality becomes a B tested. The algorithm doesn't just measure engagement, it trains it. If a dramatic post gets attention, your brain goes noted. If outrage performs well, your brain goes, guess we're outraged now. Slowly, your authentic self gets replaced by the most clickable version of you. And the scariest part, it feels voluntary. No one forces you, you just adapt. Because your brain would rather feel approved than real. In other words, you're not just using the platform is shaping the person who uses it. Number 6. Outrage addiction. Some mornings you wake up calm, then 5 minutes on social media, and suddenly, you're emotionally invested in an argument about something you didn't even know existed yesterday. That's not random. Outrage spreads faster than cuteness, because your brain is wired to prioritize threats. Back in prehistoric times, ignoring danger meant becoming dinner. So your nervous system evolved to react quickly and intensely to anything that feels morally wrong, unfair, or alarming. Social media figured this out and quietly turned the volume up. Angry posts get more comments. Comments create engagement. Engagement keeps you scrolling. So the algorithm gently nudges the spicy stuff into your feed. Not because it hates you, because it works. The wild part, anger feels energizing. It gives you a little adrenaline boost. Your heart rate spikes. You feel sharp, focused, righteous. It's emotional espresso. So you keep consuming content that makes you mad. Because weirdly, feeling drained, cynical, and slightly suspicious of humanity. Congratulations. Your stress response just went to the gym without you. Social media doesn't create your anger. It just keeps handing you a megaphone and a reason to use it. Basically, your brain thinks it's defending the tribe. It feels stimulating, then you log off. In reality, it's arguing in the comments section at 1:17 am. Number 5. Identity construction mode. You don't just scroll, you curate, you edit, you present. Every profile becomes a mini museum of who I am. But here's the twist. Once you build that identity online, post fitness content. Now, you're the healthy one. Share productivity tips. Welcome to being the disciplined one. Show sarcasm once, and suddenly, people expect stand-up comedy every Tuesday. Psychologically, humans crave consistency. You feel pressure to live inside it. Your brain wants your behavior to match your identity. So if your online persona is polished, confident, adventurous, you feel tension when your real life doesn't match that. This creates a strange split-screen effect. Offline, you might feel confused, insecure, or bored. Online, you're glowing, thriving, inspirational. And maintaining that version takes energy. You're not just living, you're performing, even when no one asked you to. Over time, the line blurs. Are you posting because you genuinely want to, or because your brand would? Social media doesn't just let you express yourself. It subtly locks you into a character arc you didn't realize you auditioned for. Your brain loves identity. The platform loves consistency. And somewhere in between, authenticity becomes optional. Number 4. FOMO Manufacturing. It's 10:42 p.m. You're in bed. You were fine, peaceful even. Then you open one app, and suddenly everyone is at a rooftop party, launching startups, backpacking across continents, or laughing in suspiciously well-lit kitchens. You weren't missing out until you were informed that you are. Fear of missing out isn't new. Humans have always wanted to belong, but social media industrialized it. Now, you get real-time evidence of every event you weren't invited to, every opportunity you didn't take, every glow-up you haven't completed yet, and your brain treats social exclusion like physical pain. Same neural alarm system. Same, this is bad for survival response. So when you see people bonding without you, even strangers, a small part of your nervous system whispers, we are being left behind. Here's the dark genius. The platform doesn't need you to feel miserable. It just needs you to feel slightly incomplete, slightly behind, slightly out of sync. That mild discomfort keeps you checking, keeps you watching, keeps you trying to stay in the loop. But the loop never closes, because the feed updates faster than your life ever could. So you chase relevance like it's a bus. You're always 2 steps behind, and the bus doesn't even have a destination. Number 3, the illusion of connection. You have hundreds, maybe thousands of friends. You see their faces daily. You know their vacations, their pets, their coffee orders. You feel updated, but updated is not the same as connected. Real connection requires vulnerability, tone of voice, awkward pauses, shared silence. Online connection becomes compressed into reactions and emojis. Efficient, quick, low risk. Your brain gets a tiny social hit every time someone interacts with you. It feels like bonding, but it's more like sampling, bite-sized intimacy, no depth required over time. This can create a strange loneliness paradox. You're surrounded by activity, yet feel unseen, because most interactions are performative, not personal. You show the highlight. They respond to the highlight. Nobody touches the messy middle. And the scariest part, it feels social enough to trick you into thinking your social needs are met.sou. Scroll instead of calling, react instead of talking, observe instead of participating. Your brain thinks, we interacted with 37 humans today. Your soul says, did we though? Social media doesn't eliminate loneliness. It just gives it better lighting. Number 2, attention fragmentation. Try this. Open social media. Watch one video. Now, notice how fast your thumb twitches for the next one. Short clips, quick cuts, loud hooks, bright captions. Every piece of content is fighting, like it's in the Hunger Games, of your attention span and your brain. It adapts. Attention is like a muscle. Train it for deep focus, it gets stronger. Train it for 7-second bursts of novelty. It becomes a goldfish with Wi-Fi. The dark psychology here is speed. When information moves fast, your brain doesn't analyze deeply, it reacts. Emotion first, logic later. That's efficient for survival, terrible for nuance. So complex topics get flattened into hot takes. Subtlety dies. Outrage thrives over time. Sitting still with a book feels uncomfortable. Long conversations feel exhausting. Silence feels suspicious.